You should be very alert and careful about any collection lawsuit, even if you are not currently employed and quote-unquote have nothing to lose. I'm Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm an Atlanta area personal bankruptcy attorney. And during the coronavirus pandemic, a lot of people have lost their jobs or they are underemployed. And they may feel that if they're getting sued by a credit card company or some other collection agency, you know, what the heck, I don't have anything, let them go ahead and sue me. The problem is that if you don't respond to the lawsuit, something called a default judgment goes into place. And a default judgment basically means that unsecured debt, that credit card claim or that medical bill, which is unsecured, has no property behind it, becomes with the placement of a judgment, it becomes a secured debt and a claim against everything you own. And if you do get a new job, and there's a judgment sitting there, guess what? The lender can go to your employer and say, I'm going to garnish your wages because I have this judgment. And the last thing you need in a tight labor market with a new job is a garnishment. So it's really important not to let default judgments happen. If you get sued by somebody, you should first of all call an attorney to see, is it a legitimate lawsuit? Sometimes I've seen many situations where the lawsuit names a person, it's the wrong person. It's a common name, John Smith, and they get the wrong John Smith, or they get John Smith Jr. instead of John Smith Sr., something like that. So first you want to make sure it's accurate. And secondly, if you think that bankruptcy may be an option, we may want to file an answer to that lawsuit and avoid a judgment, avoid a default judgment to buy you some time so you can get prepared to file bankruptcy. It's much easier to deal with unsecured debt than secured debt. There are some tools we can use, something called a motion to avoid judgment lien, but it's not perfect, and we're much better off. It's much easier from my perspective as your bankruptcy lawyer to deal with a debt when it's still unsecured as opposed to it becoming secured by virtue of a judgment. So if you get sued, don't ignore the lawsuit, don't put it in a drawer. Pick up the phone, call me, call an attorney. What do I need to do? What are my options? What is the best course of action for me so that you are not in a situation where you have a judgment against you that forces you to act let's say when you get that new job or you put money in your savings account, or it forces you to try to get money back after it's been seized. Much better to be proactive and stop all that nasty stuff from happening beforehand than to try to reverse it after it's already gone through. I hope you found this useful. Please visit me online at Atlanta-bankruptcy-attorney or just Atlanta-bankruptcy. Susan Bloom and I are the bankruptcy attorneys here at Ginsberg Law Offices, and we're happy to answer your questions about Chapter 7 or Chapter 13 bankruptcy and offer you guidance about whether it makes sense for you to file and when the right timing to file might be. Please give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was helpful. Like it on Facebook and YouTube, and leave me a comment. Love to hear what you have to say. Again, my name is Jonathan Ginsberg. Wishing you the best. Thanks a lot.